So the first amount of damage is 2. The second is 2. That's 1 dead. The third is 2. I like my 2s. It doesn't matter what heavy supporter I'm playing. Today I'm taking on Richard's undefeated, nasty Goff Orks, again with my Necrons. But this time I'm bringing the Silent King and a Nightbringer. It's coming right up.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this battle report. Right, I am here again with Richard. Hello, Richard.
Hi, Nick.
How are you?
Good, thanks. And yourself?
I'm very good. Are you looking forward to playing my new Necron list with this horrible Goff Pressure List, which so far I haven't beaten?
Yeah, I am. It's interesting, so it will test me again, as you always do.
Well, I would certainly do my best. So let's have a look at my new list. And here it is, 2,000 points of Necron goodness. Heading up my force is the Silent King himself. And I've got an Outrider detachment in this list. Heading up the detachment is the Catacomb Command Barge. And this guy's got the Voltic Staff Relic. I've also taken the Nightbringer. Woohoo! And this is my new Nightbringer proxy model from Den of Imagination, which I had a lot of fun building and painting. I'll link you up to the painting video in the description below for you to check out if you're interested in that. We then have lots of fast attack. So we've got 2 units of Wraiths, and both of these units have whip coils. We then have 1 unit of Ophidian Destroyers. Hey, first time I've used these, looking forward to that. We then have 3 units of Scarabs, 2 units of 6, and 1 unit of 7. And then, because I'm so naffed off with heavy destroyers, just not hitting and not wounding, and my bad dice rolls, I'm going back to 2 Doomsday Arcs. I know some of you will be going, Doomsday Arcs, but I'm going to test them out again because I have a little bit more faith in these than I do heavy destroyers at the moment. So that is my army. The detachment is going to be objective secure and pre-game move as my dynasty, and I'm going to use the do actions and shoot all game protocol. The Silent King does have the Warlord trait, allowing me to use 2 protocols in a row, and I'm going to be using the +1 to strength twice, probably turn 2 and 3. Right, that's my army. Let's have another quick look at Richard's very horrible list. Okay, Rich, here we go. What have you got?
All right. In the Supreme Command detachment, I've got Gaz and Makari. Then, in my battalion, I've got Stormboy character, Bazrog.
Yep, that's obviously proxy.
Yeah,
Yep.
and Weird Boy.
Yep, okay.
Then I've got 2 unit of 10 Gretchen.
Right.
And a unit of 10 Beast Snagger Boys, which will go in my kill rig, which you don't really know.
I hate the kill rig.
Yeah. In the truck will be 4 Mega Knobs, or kill saws, and the Stormboy character.
Okay.
I've then got 6 Stormboys, 2 units of Copters, 1 of 4, 1 of 5, and Gaz and Dave teleportation unit waiting to come down and try and get a 9-inch charge officer.
Yeah, and that's 1 unit, isn't it?
That's 1 unit, yeah.
And of course, no need to say it, but this is of course Goff's.
Yeah, definitely Goff, yeah.
Right, okay, so let's have a look at the mission and the secondary objectives and get this game underway. Okay, the mission is Data Scry Salvage, an interesting one. We've got 6 objectives in this one and they're very much spread out. We are playing in these deployment zones, so it's like a quarter with 1 objective in each one, and then 4 in the middle area, no man's land, but there is no objective right in the middle, which is quite unusual for these missions these days. So it is one of those missions where you have to be on 2 objectives to score 4 points, so 2 for 4, 3 for 8 and more for 12. And the secondary objective for the primary mission is to do an action on your home objective, and then each objective that you control in the middle of the table you score points. So that's the actual mission. Let's have a look at our secondaries. Right, Gaz and Dave have taken Bring It Down, No Prisoners and Retrieve Nephilim Data, and King Nick Catan Deceive the Orcs has taken Code of Combat, Treasures of Eon and Ancient Machineries. Okay, we have deployed. I've got the King and the Nightbringer behind this building, the Scarabs in front. And over here, 2 units of Scarabs, 2 units of Wraiths, the Command Barge and my 2 Doomsday Arcs just here. Got a little bit of a lane of fire here. And Richard has countered my deployments basically by putting almost everything over on this side, with the exception of these copters and these Storm Boys, yeah. There's some grots there as well. Okay, so we are ready for the big roll-off to see who's going to go first. I've got my... well, so far, very successful Innovative Tinkering metal dice. It's done well for me, so let's see if it helps today. Here we go. Oh, it didn't quite. It didn't quite. Okay, Orcs are going to go first, but before that, I have my pre-game move. Okay, pre-game move, and... well, I'm so naffed off with being assaulted turn 1 and just my whole army being annihilated by these horrible orcs. I've decided to move backwards. So move backwards with everything except, of course, the Silent King and the Nightbringer, who are dynastic agents and don't benefit from the ability. So, yeah, it should make for an interesting game. I'm sure Richard is probably still going to guess in by the looks of his measuring tape. But we'll see what happens. Okay, Richard did call the war, and then what did you do, Rich?
Well, my Goff Stormboy character, Stagstruck, I think his name is, got out, advanced and charged.
Charged?
Well, he will be charging.
He will be charging, yes.
But he's advanced to there. He's got multiple targets, but he thinks maybe some wraiths, if need be.
Yeah.
And then everything else just moved up. Stormboys moved up. They're going to be doing retrieve Nephilim data in there. He's a move thing. I'm going to jump with Weird Boy.
Yep.
And I've really not done too much. I'm sort of just going to get a little punch out and then look at that counter assault.
Yep.
To turn 2.
Okay, well there you go then. Let's see what you can do in the shooting phase. No psychic phase. Okay, psychic phase over. The Weird Boy has jumped from there to over there. And then Biting Jaws came in on my Wraiths and Scarabs. I tried to deny it, but failed. So I got 1 wound, mortal wound on my Wraith, 1 on the Scarab. And then Richard was out of range for the final psychic power. So, that's it. We're into the shooting phase. Okay, I lost 1 wound on my Menhir here from this guy. The rest of the army all shot into my unit of Scarabs. Some of it, that's all it could reach, and because I managed to reanimate one of my Scarabs as well, Richard had to continue shooting with some of the other units. Effectively, everything shot at the Scarabs, and that Scarab unit is dead. And that's the shooting phase over. I'm going to move into the assault phase, and I believe it's just this guy here. He's probably going to be assaulting my Wraiths, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so what do you need?
It'll be 8 inches because he's 9 inches away. Okay. So it's re-rollable.
Yeah. So 8 inches. Right, he's in.
So it'll be just over an inch, just an inch.
Okay, I have used Enslave Protectors command point, so I've basically done heroic intervention with the other unit of Wraiths, and Richard is now going to assault.
So needing 2s. 6 is additional hits.
Okay.
So just 1 miss.
Yep.
Right, their strength 10.
Okay.
That's strength 8.
Toughness 5, so it'll be 2s on the red ones and a 3 on the green.
6 at -3 and 1 at -1.
Okay. Okay, here we go. A 4-up invuln on all of these needed. We make 1. So these are 2 damage each, right?
Yeah. So
yeah.
that's 2.
And that's 1 damage, yeah? Okay. Okay, 2 are dead, so we need to do 2 RPs. And we only get 1 5. Okay, so I've just piled in. I've got three the units which this guy assaulted. One of them is in range of the Silent King, so I'm going to be able to re-roll all wounds. Plus, because of Guardians, I'm going to be +1 to hit. So we are going to need threes. I've got whip coils, of course, so 8 attacks each. Threes first. Take out the misses. Okay, and these are strength 4, toughness 6, so I'm going to need 5s, and we can re-roll them. Let's take the good ones out. So we get 4 hits so far. And those all hit as well. So we have 9 wounds altogether. Okay, so I did 4 wounds. You saved 2 on Feel No Pain, yeah? So I've done 2 damage basically. It's got 4 wounds left. And now the other unit, and these don't have any bonuses, so these are going to be hitting on 4s, and they're going to be wounding on 5s, no reroll. Okay, here we go. So 4s.
Not bad.
Too bad. Let's hope we get a good roll now. So we need 5s. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 saves.
7 4-ups. So he takes 3, he's on 1 wound left.
Okay, so with the failure to kill that guy there, that brings us to the end of Orc turn 1. So let's move in to Necrons turn 1. Okay, got all of my living metal back, so everything is at full wounds now. I did My Will Be Done with the Command Barge on this Doomsday Arc. The King did it on this Doomsday Arc. He then nearly My Will Be Done to the Wraiths, but in the end I gave it to the King himself. Okay, end of the movement phase. I fell back with both units of Wraiths. This one went up here and did Ancient Machineries. And then I basically didn't move anything from here. The Scarabs, which are over there, have moved up over here, and these Scarabs have moved just here, both of these units here touching the piece of terrain. I've also done the action here, and because one of my units is on that objective, I get a point. Okay, so let's go into the shooting phase. No, end of movement phase. We've got a Catan. And these are my Catan powers: Antimatter, Meteor, and of course Gaze of Death. Okay, Antimatter Meteor on the kill rig, which is the closest unit. Let's hope we roll well. We're looking for at least a 3+, ideally a 6. We get a 3, I'll take that. So that is 3 mortal wounds. Okay, shooting phase. I'm going to shoot this Doomsday Arc, the big gun at the kill rig, the small guns at the copters, which is use 1 point for cloud of smoke, so it's going to be hard to hit for those. Let's do the big guns first. So how many shots? We get 3, not too bad. These are My Will Be Done, so we're going to be hitting on 2s. All in. Strength 10.
So 3s.
1 misses, so we get 2 saves at -5.
It doesn't matter because it's invul.
Yep, 5 up, Pinbun.
Yeah. No.
Both go through, d6 damage each. 6 wounds.
Yeah, do you nicely, won't it?
Right, now the Gauss Flayers, and of course it's My Will Be Done, -1 for Richards hard to hit, so we're going to be hitting on 3s. So those 2 miss. And now we're coming in. Strength for...
Toughness 5.
Yeah, 5s. So we get 3 saves at -1.
Because it'd be a 4-up where we've got light cover, so...
4+ save, yeah, because of the cover.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so the kill rig was down to 7 wounds. Obviously I want to kill the kill rig with the King for Code of Combat. So I am an odd whether to shoot this Doomsday Arc in or not, so I didn't want to kill it with a Doomsday Arc. So I just shot the underslung gun from here at it, which is a tester gun, and I managed to take 1 wound off. So now it's down to 6 wounds. Of course, the Menhirs do 6 damage. So now my chances of killing it with the king have just gone up. So that's handy. So we are going to shoot it with the king next. Okay, so the king is splitting his attacks. We've got the scepter and the Menhirs into the kill rig, and the other less strength gun is going into the copters. Let's do the kill rig one first. So we've got 2 Menhirs, which are the orange dice. So we will need 2s on everything, because even though you're hard to hit over there, I've got my will be done on my king. So we'll still be 2s. But not shooting with that gun yet. So on the kill rig, 2s.
Everything in.
Everything in. I'm going to use a command point to auto wound with one of those.
Okay.
Right. The green dice here are strength 8, and the orange ones are strength 12.
Yeah, so it would be 3s, and I believe the kill rig's toughness 8, so it would be
Yeah, I think it is, isn't
4s. I'll just double check for you. Yeah, toughness 8.
Right, so we need 4s on the green and
3
3s on the orange.
Everything
Okay,
in.
everything in. Right, so -4 and -3 makes no difference because Richard's got his, was it a 5 up in one?
Yeah, 5 up in one.
Oh, hold on, you haven't got the right dice there.
Oh, it won't matter because I'm not...
Well, the damage is different,
Yeah.
so you need to allocate them.
Right, so he saves 2.
One of those goes through, yep. And the 2 big ones.
One of the big ones goes through.
Okay, that's it. That's 6. These are 6 damage anyway. So.
Yeah, so he will blow.
Does it explode?
No.
No. Okay, into the copters. As I said, it's 2s, even though they're hard to hit because I did my will be done on the king. So 2s. Where did that dice go? Oh. All in. Strength 6, so we need 3s. We miss with quite a few of them. But it is 5 wounds at -2.
4, 5. So it will be 5 ups. Yeah, 5 ups regardless. 2, 4, 5. How much damage a piece?
1 damage.
Yeah, so one's got 1 wound left.
Okay, next it's the Doomsday Ark at the back, which, although the small guns aren't in range, I put it in this position so that I could see just past that building and just past that building. I'm going to shoot the battle wagon because Thracker's in there and the battle wagon is horrible in close combat as well. So here we go. How many shots? 3. We'll take that. It's not worth a re-roll when you get a 3. So here we go. My will be done, so 2s. We still guessed 1. I'm going to re-roll that though. Command point. I've just realised that when I shot you with this Doomsday Ark, I was in range of the king and could have re-rolled all hits. Anyway, there you go. Right, so yeah, re-roll this. Another 1. Great. So that puts me down to 4 command points, and we are now going to need 3s, strength 10. Get another 1, but 1 goes through.
Nope.
Didn't save it, so we've got D6 damage, 3 wounds. Okay, assault phase over, and I made a massive mistake. Well, it wasn't really a mistake because I wasn't aware of a particular stratagem that Richard had. So I thought it would be fun to kill this guy with my wraiths, you know. Fall back, assault, kill him. And I did that, which is why I made a mistake, because what I should have done is rapid fired these guns that didn't even shoot into him. But I didn't do that because I wanted to kill him in the assault because it was going to be fun. But Richard had a stratagem where he fights when he dies. So I took his last wound off, killed him. Richard assaulted me back, killed 3 wraiths, 1 got back up. So yeah, massive mistake. But I won't make that mistake again because now I know about that stratagem. Right, okay. End of Necron turn 1. I'm going to move into Orks turn 2. And my protocol in turn 2 is going to be the Novok one, so it's going to be +1 to strength. Okay, Richard's having a good think about what to do. So I scored 1 point for data intercept, I scored 3 for code of combat, and because I killed a character I got a command point back. Got 2 points for treasures of eons. Richard has chosen this objective, this one and this one for treasures. And I got 4 points for doing ancient machineries over on this objective. Okay, Richard seems to have a plan now, so let's carry on. Okay, end of Orc movement phase. So these guys have come down here, eyeing up my scarabs in the assault. These guys are spread out, so they take both objectives. As the copters move onto this one here, next to the wraiths. Thraka just moved up slightly. These guys here moved back to do data retrieval, and these guys activated the action on this objective, and because Richard was scoring both of these and the one over here, he gets 3 points. And as you can see, the copters have come here, the weird boy coming over the building onto this objectives. These just backed up, these have got the mega knobs in, and that was all the movement. Now Richard is in the psychic phase. He's just rolled a double 6 for smite, is it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to deny this one, I think.
Are you within 24 inches? Is that
Who is it? I am 24 inches, I believe, but
Well,
I've
we'll
got to
guess.
roll more than your roll,
Yeah.
so I can't actually deny it, can I?
You can't deny 13.
No.
It's whether you're... Oh, yeah, you are just in... No, you're just out of
Am I
24.
just out?
Yeah, just out of 24.
Look at
So
that.
you're the strat, even the 4+ strat wouldn't have worked.
Okay, so super smite.
6
That's
wins.
6. That's on these wraiths or those wraiths?
Those wraiths.
Okay, 2 wraiths dead. Alright, so these copters here are shooting into the Silent King, which has just rolled his D3 amount of shots for each one. And he's got 20 shots coming in. 20 shots. And these are horrible, these guns, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're like strength 8 and 3 damage each.
Yeah.
These are disgusting. If you see copters
16.
on the table against
18.
you, try to kill them as soon as possible because they are horrible. 5s. 6s are
Just the same.
just the same, right?
Not as good as last time. Strength 8, toughness.
The king is breathing a sigh of relief.
So 3.
3 go through.
-3.
Okay, so I'll be on my 4 up in Von. There we go, let's use a Necron.
Yeah, you
Tray.
be lucky.
Come on. I'll make 2.
3 damage.
3 damage, not too bad.
2. This is a number of shots.
So this is the next unit shooting into
10.
the king
12,
again.
13.
Are you sure you don't want to shoot the scarabs?
I am absolutely sure. So 4 less, 2, 4, 5, 5, 5. It's poor.
That's poor. That's poor. I'm loving it.
I'm usually poor, but well,
It still could be enough. It's probably going to kill a men here.
yeah, you still get yourself -3.
Okay, 1 wound, yeah?
1 wound. Well, one. Yeah, one
Yeah.
wound.
Here we go. Come on, 4 up. Hooah! What? I'm going to come on, re-roll it.
So you're down to 5.
Hooah! Oh. Alright, shooting phase over. I lost a scarab and 1 base down to 1 wound here. We're in the assault phase. We've got 2 big assaults, 9-inch but re-rollable.
Yeah.
And we've got the copters here. Is it
Yeah.
on these wraiths?
No, these copters on this strafe.
Oh, okay, yep. Right, so that's not a 9-inch charge. What was the other 9-inch charge you were doing?
Well, I looked at it. I looked at that, and it was a 9-inch charge.
Oh, okay, right.
And then I thought, no, actually, I will. I'll charge them into there. I'll charge them into there,
Right.
and this into there.
The kill rig into
And-
there.
and
And
that.
then you've got these bad boys over here.
Yeah.
Into my scarabs. Okay, where first?
Do these ones first.
Okay, 9-inch rerollable charge. 5. 10. They're in.
Yeah. So,
Next.
copters into
Scarabs, yeah?
yeah.
So I think you don't need that much for that. No, that's enough. 6.
Yeah.
Those copters are in. So the death roller of course goes in. So now a 9 re-rollable for those 2 machines over there, whatever they're called. Death Killer Cans.
Death Dread.
Death Dreads.
No.
No.
Again,
Okay, they didn't make it.
Again, they're sitting in the wind.
However, yeah. Okay, assault phase over. So these copters killed the scarabs very easily, and then they've consolidated into my Doomsday arc. Over here, these copters killed one of my wraiths, and then I killed a copter in return and took this copter down to 1 wound. I used my +1 to strength stratagem, and of course I'm in +1 to strength because of Novok protocol. Very helpful with the Silent King there as well, giving me the re-rolls to wound. And over here, of course, I did lose my wraith. That was definitely going to happen. Okay, so we're going to move into turn 2 for the Necrons.
Gives me an interesting conundrum.
It does indeed, it does indeed. So Richard is talking about this move. So I've brought my Ophidians down just here, just over 9 inches away from these guys. Brought the Nightbringer over here, and the Scarabs have come up here and done Ancient Machineries on that objective just there. Then up over here we've got the Wraiths just falling back up over here. The Silent King where he is. This is staying locked in combat, and that is all of the movements done. I did do the action on here, scoring me 1 point because the Scarabs are on that objective and we are objective secure. Right, of course, end of the movement phase. Powers of the Catan. So this guy here, first of all, Gaze of Death. So we need 4s. We get none. And Antimatter Meteor, so that's 1 dice, closest unit and visible, and we fail with that one as well. Right, well, as that went so well, I'm going to use a command point and try to get another power off. So here we go. Which power am I going to have? I'm going to have power 4. Okay, so we got Cosmic Fire, so these will take D3 mortal wounds on a 4+. We get 1. Call yourself a Nightbringer. 3 powers? You did nothing, boy. Come on, sort it out. Okay, the command barge gave my will be done to this vehicle, and the king gave it to himself and this one. I've just shot the big gun into the copters. I got 4 dice through. Richard played a stratagem, -1 to hit, and also wounded with all 4 dice. And Richard failed all 4 saves. So we are now rolling for our D6 damage. We're going to do them individually because of the way the wounds are allocated. So the first amount of damage is 2. The second is 2. That's 1 dead. The third is 2. I like my 2s. It doesn't matter what heavy supporter I'm playing. Oh, 6. There you go. So I killed 2 copters. And now for the Gauss Flayers. Right, in the shooting phase I shot the big gun at this truck, took it down to 8 wounds, and then the small gun shot into the copters along with the command barge, and then finally the Silent King killing that copter unit. So that was Code of Combat points, and that was the end of the shooting phase. So we are moving into the assault phase. The King is going to assault these copters, and the Nightbringer is going to assault here, and then we've got some Ophidians assaulting these guys just here. Okay, let's get this difficult one out first. So we need a 9, and we potentially have a CP still. Yes, I've got 3 CPs. I might be re-rolling it, we'll see. Here we go. We get a 7.
It's not bad.
Gonna re-roll it. 8.
Ooh, not enough. Close, but no.
Why do I always fail my charges and you just get them in?
Well, I've failed with the Death Dreads 2 weeks running.
No, that's... Yes, you deserve that.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, the Nightbringer, 6 inches, he's in, and yeah, I think we're going to get in here. We definitely do with a 9. Okay, Nightbringer first with his Entropic Blow. Let's hope he can make up for earlier. So we've got 6 attacks, needing 2s to hit. 1 misses. And then we need 2s to wound. None miss. It's -4 damage and no invulnerable saves allowed.
Yeah. And
So
what's
this
the damage?
The damage on these is D6. Now you've got one already down to 3 wounds, yeah? So
No, that was just the dice.
Oh, that was the marker, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When he came in from Deep Strike. Okay, so we'll roll them separately anyway. So, how many wounds have these got?
Is it D6 wounds, is it?
Yeah.
Keep going.
They've got 7 wounds, have they?
8 wounds
8
each.
wounds, okay. Ugh. 1 dead. What's that?
No, he doesn't explode.
Doesn't explode, okay. And then the second one, we go 4 damage. Have I used my re-roll? In the fight phase?
No, you haven't used it. Yes, you did. No, that was a charge phase.
That was a charge phase.
You can.
Is it worth it? How many? Yeah, no, because I'm not going to kill him. Unless I get a 6, I'm not going to kill him. So, we'll take that, Okay, end of my turn 2. I did manage to kill all of the copters with the Silent King. That was 4 points for Code of Combat. And yeah, you saw what happened here. So that is the end of my turn. I got 7 points for Code of Combat in that round, 2 points for Treasures, and 4 points for Ancient Machineries. And Richard is moving as we go into Orcs turn 3. Okay, end of Orc movement. We've got these guys just here, came from over the building, abandoning the objectives they were on. This weird boy has jumped over here. And what else? So Thraka and Makari got out of the battle wagon just here, eyeing up my scarabs, and the battle wagon has come over here in this area with his death roller. These guys have moved into this quarter, but they're not quite enough over to do Necron data. No, Nephilim data, as it's now called. And that's it. So we're moving into the shooting phase. Right, the weird boy just tried to smite the Nightbringer, and luckily the king was in range and he denied it, which is really useful. Okay, end of the shooting phase done, and Richard has just assaulted. We've got to do the actual assaults. The death roll thing got into both of these units, the command barge and the Doomsday Ark. I lost a few wounds on some scarabs. Over here, Thraka and Makari got in. And then up over here, I lost 2 wounds on an Ophidian from Thraka shooting. And then these rocket boys have come over here. They assaulted. I overwatched, killed 3 of them. Richard managed to get in on my men here. And even though I piled in, I'm over an inch away. So they will be striking first, regardless of my rule. Okay, so that is that. So let's move on to the assault. Okay, end of the assault phase. My command barge is down to 3 wounds. I took 1 wound off of that. Over here, the king lost 4 wounds on the menhir, and then I killed them in return. The Nightbringer has killed that death dread, whatever it's called. The scarabs, I actually interrupted with the scarabs, and I used a CP to explode. I did 2 mortal wounds in the explosion, and then in the assault the scarabs did another 2 wounds, so I've taken Thraka down to 8 wounds, and then Thraka just annihilated the scarabs. So that was the end of turn 3 for the Orcs. So let's move into turn 3 for the Necrons. Okay, so I got my living metal back, and then I've done my will be done on this annihilation barge, and the Wraith. So Wraith's gone on to this objective and done the action. I'm on this objective over here, so I get 1 point, and these have done Ancient Machineries. We've got the Nightbringer and the Silent King coming up to Thraka and Makari. Don't know if I said, this guy fell back, and yeah, that was it. Okay, in the shooting phase, I got this down to 8 wounds. I managed to take out a chunk of those boys over there, so hopefully they might fail some morale later. Over here I shot at Thraka with the Silent King and got him down to 1 wound, and I've assaulted with the Silent King on Thraka and the Nightbringer on Thraka and Makari. So that was that. Right, let's see what happens in the assault phase. Yeah. Okay, end of my turn. We did no damage here in combat. The Silent King killed Thraka, woohoo! And the Nightbringer killed Makari, woohoo! So that was useful. I'm now on this objective as well as this one, which gives me 3 points for Treasures of Eons. Got 4 points for killing Thraka, and also got a CP back for killing a character. So points wise, basically I'm doing really well in secondaries, and Richard isn't doing that well, but he's doing very well in primary, and I'm doing terribly in primary because of course I sat back in my deployment zone. However, there's still time because we're only in Orcs turn 4. So here we go, Orcs turn 4. Okay, end of turn 4 for the Orcs, which are trying to get some points. So the Mega Knobs jumped out onto this objective, the truck near this objective. Over here the assault continued, no damage on either side. Over here Richard attempted to smite the Nightbringer, but I did manage to deny it. He assaulted the Nightbringer, but did no damage, and I killed the Weird Boy in return. So that was the end of turn 4 for the Orcs. Let's swiftly move on. Turn 4 for the Necrons. Okay, end of turn 4. No damage on either side here. I took some pop shots with the command barge at the Mega Knobs, and also shot this Doomsday Ark, and I did nothing on the Mega Knobs. Over here, however, the King shot out this unit of Grots, just 2 left. And then the Nightbringer and the Ophidians assaulted the other Grots, and the Nightbringer just killed them all. And then I consolidated within 3 inches of that objective. So that's it. Let's move into the last turn, turn 5 for the Orcs. Okay, end of turn 5 for the Orcs. Basically, the Mega Knobs came over here, assaulted my Wraiths, killed my Wraiths for no prisoner points, and then they've consolidated up over towards me, the truck on here, and that was pretty much it. So yeah, it's very close on points. Richard definitely has more primary than me. I have more secondaries than him. We don't know the score, we haven't added it up. It's going to be a fun end. Okay, here we go, Necrons turn 5. Okay, end of Necron turn 5, end of the game. Not too much happened apart from the Nightbringer taking out the truck with his powers, and then the King taking out the Grots there for his last points that he needed for Code of Combat. So let's have a look at the points. Okay, so after all this messy scrawling, ultimately it was 30 points for primary for Richard, 21 points for secondary, 10 points painted, 61 points, and the Necrons not scoring so well on primary, but scoring maximum for all 3 secondaries gave me 20 points for primary, 45 for secondary, painted 10,
60, 75.
75.
Should be 75.
Okay, so it's 75 points to 61, a Necron victory. I've finally beaten the Goffs. Woohoo!
Brilliant game.
Cheers, mate.
I mean,
it was a lot of fun,
it was a good game. I made the mistake, charged the Storm Boys into the King. I should have charged him into there because he was down enough for me to wipe him out.
I was interested, did you change your plan there? Because the way you lined them up, I thought you were going into the Nightbringer and then you went into the King.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think I changed it because I thought I'd probably kill the Nightbringer with the other one, but I forgot. You go first, because would have been my fight phase, and that's what I forgot. So right. It's just getting ahead of myself.
Well, as I said, that was an awesome game. I think that's probably, I know it's probably saying it just because I won it, but I think that was our best game for a long time, because it was really, really close. Yeah. I mean, the points, we didn't add the points up during the game, but we could tell it was really, really close.
I just maybe going a bit earlier, but I was trying to pull the King and the Nightbringer that way, sacrifice a few units this way, so I could take Gazin this way and clear up everything here, and then you come back for him.
And I was, the way I played it was basically trying to not be too aggressive and go for all the objectives at the beginning, which I think I made a mistake before. So I thought there's plenty of time in the game, if you're alive, the last two or three turns to get those points. So that's how I played it. I played for getting as many points as I could, but without being too aggressive. And in the end, it paid off, but a fantastic game. Okay, if you want to see our other battle reports, then here is a playlist for you to check out. I'm sure you'll enjoy our other games.